Can very well.
From the heart of Delta State, you are tuned in.
All right, a very good morning to you all. My system has been programmed to always connect to Delta State. If you're just joining us, this is State of the Nation. My name is Daddy Chris, and we're here to do something amazing today. It's going to be fun, not just fun. Educate. Today, is it going to be an educational show? No. But I'm going to speak from my center, as I always do. But I'm not going to be able to do this alone. I have the talented and almighty barrister with me this morning. Let's see, barrister. Barrister, good morning.
Good morning, Daddy Chris. How are you doing today?
All right.
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice. Yes. Today, I just felt that we should talk to Nigerians on this wonderful program we do every morning. And I want them to understand that we're not here to joke. Like I define television, I always say it. If you watch my show, I would say television is a platform where we talk to each other about ourselves. It's not a place where you just dance. You get entertained, yes, but it's a place where we talk to each other about ourselves. And we're going to do a lot of that today. Very big on this today. And today is one of the biggest shows I will ever host on this platform. One, because I'm going to focus a little bit on my state, one, and I'm going to talk because it's coming from inside. Barrister, you know why this is interesting? I watch this guy Husseini from Arise Television. You know, I'm one of his biggest fans, and I saw him shed tears. You understand? Analyzing.
Rufai. I think he's Rufai.
The Nigerian, yes.
He's Rufai you're referring to from Arise. Husseini is in channels.
No. I'm talking of the guy on
Rufai.
Arise. Rufai.
Yes, that's
Rufai.
Yes.
Okay. Rufai was sharing tears because, and I think it's a very passionate one, and I'm one of his biggest fans. And sometimes I stay at night and I wonder what is really going on in the country. The guy was lamenting, he was crying because he could remember a few years back how the same country, Nigeria, used to borrow the World Bank money, we borrowed IMF money, and that today, that corruption has led us to where we are. And I know that is a very good narrative, but I want to challenge a little bit of that this morning. Yes, these guys are corrupt. You know, and my presentation today is going to be, yes, for far too long, the narrative of the African economic development has been a story of dependency. We depend too much on the West. Corruption. That's what we hear. I know everybody would like to hear that. But the true challenge we have is one language they use, enabling environment. I'm sure you guys must have heard this word many times, Barrister. Enabling environment.
And I wonder.
Enabling environment. And the question is, what are they enabling? Understand? And that perhaps is the real problem.
Yeah.
And perhaps if you see people like me, people think I'm supporting Peter Obi because he's not corrupt. No. There's only one language Peter Obi used. And I said, he's my man. Peter said, let me quote, it is time to shift from revenue allocation to production allocation. That was my hook. Not the corruption. Because I don't think our problem is because we are just corrupt. No. How much are they corrupt with? In fact, they are too cheap to be called corrupt people. They are not qualified to be called corrupt leaders. There's corruption everywhere in leadership. Let's be clear. There's hardly a country in the world that you will not see atom of corruption. Only our own is sometimes it's massive. But that's not our problem. That's not our major problem. It is a problem, like I said. It's not our major problem. Yes, We depend on the West. We want to depend on the West. Perhaps that is one part that we want to look at. But the real challenge is when they use the word enabling environment. You know what it does? It makes the government to go and withdraw. That this is not my responsibility. You are the people, do it. I'm going to construct roads for you so that you can produce goods and come and sell. Is that right? Oh, they want to construct. Tinubu just signed a very big budget. I'm going to use him. From where? From one place to the other. He said that one will improve lifestyle or economy. I want people to understand this. That's the shameful part of this story.
Yeah.
Because Tinubu is thinking that he's in the United Kingdom. He's thinking he's in the US. No, babe, let's talk about this seriously. In the UK, if I want to start a business, let me explain that first. All I need is a business plan. The country is even bad now. If I could have a good business plan and I submit it somewhere, somebody will say, I want to fund this, Daddy Chris. And they will help me to fund it. And they will.
I think Asaba is around now.
Okay, Asaba, has they joined us? Joy, what happened to you?
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
A very good morning to you.
We had some technical issues. So.
That's fine. It's good to have you than not to have at all. Any little part of this women I have in the morning, I'm relaxed. Right. So, yes, back to the topic of today. We've heard too much. They said creating an environment, and I said your leader, the President Tinubu, he thinks he's in the UK or he's in America or in Canada, or your governors. I'm going to talk of the governors and even the local government chairman. The government of Africa as a whole, they're sometimes confused. They think they're in the West. And this is exactly what I say, the copy and paste model. You see what is happening in the West, you copy it and say, that's what we're going to do. But your society is not the same like the West. Like I said, all I need to do in the UK to start my business really was write a business plan.
Then you get a grant.
Yes. And oh my God. You have, so start a business in the UK, for instance, you have a couple of grants. Just go now and say, grant for starting business in the UK. You will see millions. As a black person, sometimes they feel discriminate, but you still get. You can get a loan. If you have a good credit rating in this country, you get a loan. And let me tell you how much is the loan rate. For some businesses, it will be 5%. Some will be 3%. Highest in this country is 8% for any kind of loan. Now, let me throw this to your government. President Tinubu, how much is the business rate for renting or taking a loan in Nigeria? Have any of you tried a loan? I know you guys must have tried the loan app. Because what we have in Nigeria is loan app.
Yeah.
Loan apps.
And then they'll charge you
to consume your life. Yeah.
And they will not give you much. And even when they give you, they will charge you triple of whatever
you charge you more. Yes, exactly.
More. So a lot of Nigerians don't even want to go into
exactly. So that is a country that does not have access to finance. That's my language. Any economy that does not have access to finance, and the government is telling you that I'm creating an enabling environment for you. For what? Where are you going to start? With what?
And you don't want to try the banks. They will just carry you and do caricature. You will get tired and leave. They'll just leave the whole process. It is not accessible at all to get a loan. Do
you even know what is called grant? Because in this country, what we have really is grant. The grant is the money you collect and you don't pay back. There's a difference between grant and loan.
I know.
And now, we have an economy of people who are impoverished already. People who are already poor. And you are telling them that I'm constructing roads. Now, look at what I'm going to go, because I'm going to focus on my state today. You're going to go to Benue State, for instance. And say, Benue are the food basket of the nation. Yes. Food basket, my food. The question is, how do these people farm?
When the insecurity, they will not allow people to go to the farm.
Other than
Even
Yes.
insecurity, daughter, the world has moved from that kind of farming into
Yes,
a.
the mechanized
Do you know
farming.
what? Do you
Yes.
know what this farming is like in Israel? Let me describe this. They call it AI irrigation. The AI will study the soil at a particular time. It studied the soil and it dropped the exact quantity of water that the plant will need. It doesn't
wow.
pour it in like a flood. So the plant gets the quantity it needs. It is AI controlled. That is what we are talking about. And now you're telling my grandmother, who carries hoe to the farm, that you are creating an enabling environment for that woman. You are a wicked soul. In fact, we're deceiving ourselves. The reason I brought this topic today is there's something that is going on in Delta State at the moment. They said they want to have a Delta State Economic Summit. And it just makes me happy and smile when I heard the word Economic Summit. And I was forced to, I wanted to talk about the economy. I wanted to talk about fighting the government today. And I said, look at the people I'm fighting. They probably not even have a clue of what it is. So I come up with something very, very interesting. And I want to start with this. And I created this today for Delta State. And I want every state in Nigeria to look at this and think of Lagos State governor in the middle and all these things applicable to them. Think of Kwara State, Benue State, Oyo State. Name it. Jigawa. Put your governor in the middle and work with this model. And number one, put your president in the middle and work with this model I created this morning. It will be a book I will come up with. I don't know whether I have the time to do it, but I'm pushed to do this. You know why? You are talking, you know what they're going to do now. Delta State is going to do an economic summit. So they're going to invite our number one lady in America, who is going to be the IMF lady now. You know, she's coming. I don't know what she's going to talk about really, but I'll be more than impressed. So I decided not to attack them today, because you cannot accuse somebody and say, "What do you want to say?" Let the person say it first, then you know what to say.
Yes.
I've said they beat you for what you want to talk. Now when you don't talk before they will beat you. You understand? So that is where. So I decided to take a quiet position this morning, and I proposed a new Delta with a new economy, with the governor in the middle. Don't tell me I'm going to go and commission bridge. Have you seen the governor of Delta State? Mona no vessel. All he does is they go commission bridge, roads. In fact, that is the lowest level of governance in the 21st century. Unfortunately. And they don't get it. And I cannot fight them anymore. But to come up with something, I think I should talk to them from my center, from the bottom of my heart. I asked Oboriwuri, that bridge you are constructing, for what? Is it for me to drive good cars? Because we don't have it. Only your government people have money to buy cars. What are you doing that for, sir? Or you want to construct the road to enter the village? What are they going to bring from there? You see, in the UK, now the UK is just going to create a new economy somewhere. The government is now constructing road to that place. They know that there's going to be a huge economy coming from there. They don't just waste money constructing bridges for nonsense. Do you know the biggest thing you can do as a president? Wike is very good at that. He's going to start to construct bridges and Nigeria is going to praise you. You are mad. And this is the low-life governors, the low-life presidency, the low-life local government chairman we have. They're going to construct roads to nowhere. And sometimes this road will be done by who? By Julius Berger or by a Chinese company. Have you seen the people constructing the road? You go see how you go there. My people, this is the true problem we are facing, not just corruption. In fact, the corruption, I don't know how to put this. You understand? Okay.
And they are constructing these bridges only in places. It is too obvious that they are just being political about everything. They don't even have the
Yeah,
interest of the people at heart.
they
Because
don't.
what happens to the schools? You see,
Barrister
we
Omar, do they
you see
know?
schools,
The
you
question
know,
is, do they know? Because sometimes you're voting riffraff. Some of them are mediocres. I don't understand. How do you describe them? Mediocrity reigns supreme in government. In African government, in Nigeria, they are the ones we clap for, really. Oh, the governor just constructed road. Oh, Wike just constructed bridges in Abuja. We've never seen this type before. So Wike is the best.
we have students in
Hmm.
school sitting on the floor. Pupils
Sitting on
sitting on
the
the floor.
floor,
Is he only
no
that?
books.
No
Now,
Kai.
books.
let me describe something for
Not
you.
even quality teachers. And you are there constructing bridges
Let's
and
get
roads.
rid of
Where
Oboriviri first.
really, like that Chris will say.
Let's get rid of that man first because it's a waste of space. We'll bring him back later. You know, my people, this is very, very personal. What we're talking about today.
Yes.
Now, to blame these people that yes, they have done evil to us, is understandable. But the question is, these are people that do not even understand their own economy. They don't think local. They think, oh, what do I do so the international community will praise me? What will I do so that people will clap for me?
Mm-hmm.
And the man does not know. If you kill him, he doesn't know. He thinks he's doing the right thing. And that is the problem we have right now. If our problem is they know and they are wicked, then yes, you can say, okay, maybe we can get rid of them. Otherwise, the next president that will come, you know what he will do? He will collect oil money, he will share it, and we will clap for him. And we say he has constructed roads, he has fight security, he has done this. Oh my God. Today, for those of you watching me, call me a communist, I don't mind. But I am proposing something I called the state as a creator. The state should not be a somebody that comes to look or to create an enabling environment so that things can happen. The state should be the creator of the business. Now, look at our economy, Joy. The state have the money. The people don't. Nobody gets 60-something billion every month. Every month. The local government gets at least 700 to 800 million naira monthly. Monthly. Oh my God. Let's get this clear. I want people watching us today to understand this deep.
I think what they are focused on is pleasing their bosses or their boss rather than doing what is right for the citizens. Because we're currently in Asaba now, and it doesn't even look like sorry to say, but the first time I got here, I was asking like, is this the place, the state capital? Like, I'm not talking about other villages we pass to get to Asaba. Like, basically, nothing is happening. No, nothing. Like there's no change. Nothing to show that we actually being ruled by somebody. It's just like
exactly
in office.
That of Delta State, we should be crying. Tell the guy in Arise that he should come and cry for us in Delta State because the cry will never. In fact, it will be to the net that cannot come. Because it's only in Delta State that you have young men go to Warri now. All of them are using keke.
Exactly. Every even graduates are
this is
keke
one of
drivers,
the richest states,
in
the country.
It's sad though. It's sad. Even where the Delta State University is, where the university is, most of them there are no jobs. They're either cyclists or tricycle riders. Like there's nothing, or POS operators.
Exactly.
There's no job, nothing.
Can you imagine? But wait, it does not add up in my book. It does not add up. So it's not as if we don't have money to invest. We have the money to invest. Because Delta State gets, in the month of April, I'm quoting rightly, Delta State got 67 billion, enough to go around. 1 month. In a month. It's not as if in a year, 67 billion in a month. Let's put it on average of 60 billion every month. And now, from what Joy just mentioned, we have a lot of young people who have been half trained because they are not really well trained. I have that in my education system. The education system is a failure, but at least they are half trained, meaning they are in a position to be retrained and they will go into any field and do well. Now, our education system is a failure, but it has have trained them, prepared them ready to be retrained for whatever you need them for. I want to blame the Nigerian education system. We're not talking about that now. Meaning, Oboriwori have money, he have the people to do the work. And he's creating road for enabling environment for people who don't have money, who don't have job.
People don't have cars. You are building roads for them to walk.
Are you not stupid in your head? No, Mona explain to me. Maybe now I don't know. When Mona take robot the man for me. How can you create road for somebody who just graduated school that don't have no job? He has no access to finance. That's where I started. So if he has the best idea, even if you want to farm, he cannot farm. The keke self, he cannot even buy one. See, we are now creating an economy, a constant poverty economy. We're going to remain like this. If, in fact, poverty remains a self-fulfilling prophecy the way we're going. Now, the solution is not so difficult. What we're talking about now, in fact, I personally have to propose something to the governor of Delta State. I took my time. You know, when my people say if you want to sleep with somebody, when are they here, you go show anything. I had to make a slide, present a simple presentation of how I started with one industry. Since you are very interested in constructing roads, sir, this is what we're going to do. We don't need Julius Berger. Oh, let's bring this man back. I'm talking of the governor of Delta State today. We don't need Julius Berger, sir. What we're going to do is we're going to take young Deltans who have graduated from school, those that study construction engineering, and we employ those who are craftsmen, carpenters who are we need to do the job. They will be employed fully and well paid. And imagine what 70 billion naira will do. In fact, we will not spend 30 billion in the whole year. And we will be constructing and constructing and constructing and constructing. Hallelujah. Because the materials are local. The granite, the sand, everything we need to construct road is local. There's nothing. In fact, the other thing we pour on it is in Ondo State. So what we're talking about here, my people, is if we use our own hand to construct road in Delta State, this will be the advantage. We will employ our own people. Julius Berger will not run away with our money. It will be we spending our money by ourselves and constructing our own road. How about that?
Daddy Chris, you know what I think? Yeah. I think your idea will sound lame or sound like a disturbance to people, to these politicians. Because the only thing, you don't have the same mindset. You don't have the same interest. You don't have the same passion. Your passion is for the people of Delta State. Your interest is for the well-being of the Deltans. And then these people, the only thing they are there for is to make money. So how do you expect them to take your ideas?
But they will even make more money. No, Barrister Omar, what I'm saying now, if the governor of Delta State even want to steal money, let him make the money first. Now, let me explain this to you. Now, the current message is Delta State generate 200 billion naira every year. And they are clapping for themselves. That is an insult. The economy of Delta State, with the number of people we have, with the graduates, with the money we can invest, we should be making that money in a month. And now, how is he going to make it? I now analyze this. And I want all of you watching today to listen to me. Because this is personal. And like I said, you take this to your different state and take it to the country and take it to your local government. I am saying now, supposing Instead of Oboriwori spending 70 billion, 80 billion to hire Julius Berger to construct a bridge, we now use the money to establish a company called Delta State Construction Firm. Their job is to employ local people in Delta State to do the construction of the roads. We will now buy some machines we need. The ones we cannot construct, we will buy it. If we need to, if we don't know every knowledge, we can hire 1 or 2 expatriates to come and work in the company like the British government will do. You know, in this country today, if there is a place in my company and I don't have anybody in UK to fill it, I am given the opportunity to hire from outside to come and work with me. That's why we give the company COS, certificate of sponsorship. That's why companies are given certificate of sponsorship in the UK to hire skilled workers they need. So when you hear somebody say, I'm coming to UK, I need COS, it is meant for that. It's given to company to hire, go outside and look for whoever you need to fill your gap. This time now, we don't even need the company to do that. The government can say, okay, we need about 4 or 5 expatriates. Where do we get them? Maybe 2 from China. Okay, to come and work in our firm. We will pay them. You know, when they work with us, they're working with our dictate because we have a plan.
Yeah.
And they come to fit into our plan and help to improve our plan and go.
True.
If they choose to stay, they can stay. Now, what you have done is you have employed your people. You've empowered them with more knowledge, and the economy will be growing, growing, and growing. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Now, what stop Oboriwori? Why would Oboriwori, if it is its right senses, give 70 billion to a foreign company? When now people are not having a single job. Somebody needs to explain that to me because I'm too stupid to understand.
Daddy Chris, I do have a question though. Although I didn't hear the last thing you said, but I want to ask. I think we have some old companies, right, in Delta State that are no longer functioning. What if, I'm just suggesting, I don't know if the governor or anybody close to him, what if it tries to, because you are saying it should build a company, maybe, okay, let me just assume that it might be expensive to build a new company. Let me use that angle. What if he uses the money to revive old companies, like we have the Better Glass, those other that used to function, you know, I don't know what if he invests in that and then employ youth? I think it would be better. Or what do you think?
Joy, we will be using the same old model and we'll be having the same problem. The question I ask is, you see, by the time the government is not interested in that company, the thing will go off. You see, I, as a governor of Delta State, I will resume work every morning asking, where is our farm? How is it growing? How much are we going to make from the farm? That's my job as the governor of Delta State. I am a farmer. As a governor of Delta State, I will be a farmer. As a governor of Delta State, I will be in the construction engineering. I will be in the airline. I will have Delta Airline. The Delta Airline is not going to be run by another person. No. From my office, I want to know how Delta Airline is making money.
We don't even have the Delta, what's it called? We used to have the Delta City bus, or like a transport company. I don't think
you know why?
We don't have.
You know why? It was run as a, you see, and there's a difference between what I'm saying. They were running it as a, no, we have money, let's just spend this. My case, I'm saying the state must make money.
Yes, exactly.
If Delta State, if you spend money to buy buses, and the buses are going out and you are charging less, and meaning you cannot buy another bus, it's gonna fall. The business is gonna fail. I said Delta Farm. When I wake up in the morning as the governor of Delta State, the first phone call when I get to my office is, how is the farm doing? From the commissioner of agriculture, where is our farm? How are we doing? Where's the money? And how much do we need to put in? What do we need to improve it? How many deltas are employed there? So I'm doing 2 things. I want to make money. I want to make sure we're employed and we are producing what we need. Not what we want to, what we need. If we do that across, I only talk about only a few sectors. And I'm sure very many of you can do this thing. and I cannot explain this better. They were talking about what is seaport. What is seaport again? Those are corporate businesses. And I'm going to go against so many things today that people may not understand. I am not hypothetical. It's not a hypothesis. I'm not trying to prove a theory. I'm trying to prove something that today, if the governor of Delta State start it now, all of you will be employed. I'm talking to Deltans now. Now, let me take it for instance.
And that is actually what is called an enabling environment.
That is the enabling environment. Not when you throw money out there and you say, yeah, I gave them enabling environment. I construct road for them to this. I construct this. Are you mad? For somebody who is even hungry. You've not done any enabling environment. You've actually made the man poorer. So for instance, like I said, look at it. Now let's take simple. I'm the governor of Delta State. And I'm saying today, in my ESCO meeting, we are launching 25 estates, each maybe 50 or 100 acres across the 25 local governments. This estate, we will build it and sell it. It's not for fun. When we finish building, we sell. But we will not sell like a private business. We will sell cheaper. Our price will be half what the private people can do, because we are not there to make only money. We are there to employ people and also make money so that we can do more. You know what will happen? I will employ Delta people across these 25 local governments. Imagine how many people I would have employed. They will now start to create those estates. The moment you start, the house is already sold. As I'm talking now, people will suddenly start buying. Those people are home and in diaspora. In fact, it will even bring people home. I know you can buy a house in Delta State and own your own house. Meaning when you want to do your holiday, you can go there. And in that kind of environment, there will be security. There will be constant light because you are constructing a new village. Is that rocket science? Why would the governor sit down on his fat ass in Asaba and expect miracle to happen? What I just described with that housing now. Go to every local government. I need 500 acres of land. Agric city in that land. My commissioner will not sit on his fat ass in Asaba. Because this farm, they will really farm. And everyone, you will farm and make money. For me, I'm a governor. I'm there to do business. I'm not here to joke. But you know what? You will be employed. And you'll be well paid. You're not going to be paid 50,000. No. The minimum wage in my business will be 500,000. But we will do the job and we will make money. Today, I'm not talking of yesterday, now. What I'm talking today, the reason I'm angry, why I come up with it, I want to talk about the education before, but I said, no, this is so important. Because they're just about to organize an economic summit. Summit to do what? What kind of summit are you discussing? They're going to bring in a lot of people to come and speak big grammar. When the summit is finished, everybody will go home.
Tell you about a budget or a plan that they have that they will never execute.
And they tell you how much they spend on this summit, you will be crying. Tell you, send it to, not to, because the cry go tell. If you come to Delta State, you go cry. I don't know whether you've been to Warri of recent. This is a place where people are blessed. And I'm not asking for mercy. I'm not asking for what is impossible. I'm only asking, why is the governor of Delta State? Let me talk of one that is really touchy. Joy was talking of something big. You know what I said? I put it on the last, but it's not undoable. If I'm the governor of Delta State today, oil is coming from my land. And I don't have a refinery.
Oil state.
The federal government will have a war with me for me not to have my own refinery. Listen to me. If Dangote now own a refinery in Lagos, what stop us in Delta State from having our own refinery? You know how much refinery will make for us? A lot of money for the state. A lot of people will be employed. And high-paid job, my God. Tell me why Oboribori will sit on his ass in Asaba and expect miracle to happen. Constructing roads. And you're clapping for yourself. You don't have governors. And I'm not talking of Delta State alone. I'm talking across the country. You know, I have been on this platform and I've been a journalist for some time now. During the last election, I had the opportunity to listen to people with some ideas. And I'm going to share this idea with you. They didn't vote for him. His name is Dijala. He was one of the aspirants. Do you know that since I've been talking to people, he's the most brilliant? And I'm going to tell you why. I also spoke with Kenneth Baggy. Baggy said, late Baggy said, Daddy Chris, why do I need to worry about federal government allocation? By the time I farm in Isoko land, which can give me some good quantity of rice, how much will I be making? That is somebody that is coming to government to work. Not somebody that knows that it's allocation like Okowa. All the people we had as governors so far, they only had this money in Delta State to be shared. So I'm going to drag them for my village. None of them actually have the acumen or the plan, the preparation, other than Ayoma. You know, let me tell you what the guy said to me. And I was looking at him. Listen to me, people. He's the only person that I've ever said it. He said, look at it. He said, when you look at Delta State, all the general hospital, they are dead. And I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to turn them to teaching hospital. And I said, what are you trying to do, sir? He said, I will train medical doctors from all these general hospitals that are not functioning. I will convert it to primary health care, some primary health care. I'll build primary health care here and there. And I will convert the general hospital to teaching hospitals, where I will train nurses and medical doctors for local use and for export. And let me tell you this. In my book, I was talking about this. I said, if we can train medical experts in Delta State today, you know what? They will be begging them to come and work in the UK and the rest of the world. And those people work, they will send money home. So that even if we want to come abroad, we will not come here as cleaners, coming to clean people's ass. We come as expatriates. Or you won't know anything to come Africa, they will call them experts. If me, I come here with my degree, I'll be what? I'll be immigrant. There's a difference. The only difference between an expatriate and an immigrant. I'm going to take Oyibo interpreter for me. What we are going through is not just a case of corruption, my people. We are going through I don't want to insult our leaders. They don't get it. And I'm only upset because they said they're going to do an economic summit. And I asked, what kind of economic summit? And I said, thank God the Delta State government started something. Let me remove this. Let me remove this governor. This is some of the initiatives they have. Housing. The question, if you ask them now, the governor don't even know what is here. He's not interested. Even if you start this project and the governor is not interested, he's not looking to make money from here. He's going to collapse. You see, sometimes we want to clap for anything that is sweet. If you don't give me any sustainable project, I will not do it. The project must be sustained. And the only way it's going to be sustained if the project is making money. I ask, why would you spend money to just construct these houses if you don't construct to sell? You know, people are looking for houses. We are all looking for where to go holidays. Sell. You can give some of your workers, they should be paying monthly and they should be well paid. Oh my God, I don't understand this. Refineries, is it still a rocket science? Dangote already have a refinery in Lagos. It's an example. Delta State collect 60 billion every month. We don't have a refinery, even if we have to borrow. Do you know how much wealth refinery will bring for the Delta State government? At the point in time, if we have our refinery, we will not be waiting for allocation from the state, from the federal government. Can we think, my people? I am saying to Delta State, if someone like me become your governor, you will not even, I don't need allocation. You know, only that young man too, Adijala told me something that really touched my heart. All these things we are broadcasting today is going to YouTube. Talk to me, young people. It's going to YouTube. And have you ever asked yourself, where is our Nigerian YouTube? So if YouTube closed me down today, that's the end of me. If Facebook closed down today, that's the end of you. If WhatsApp closed down, is it your company? And all this information you are feeding, who is keeping them? There's a place called data bank. Do you have one in Nigeria? Do you? So where is all this data? Where is it going? Now talk to me. The young man said, I will open a data bank in Delta State. And I want to faint. I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, why are you talking, Daddy Chris? We will store our own data and we will control our data. We have no control of what we generate, of all the generated data, content creators you now have. Where are they stored? Talk to me, children.
It's in the cloud.
We're in trouble.
It's sad though. It's just
About to do an economic summit. And I am wondering. Oh, you see, I'm only going to end this discussion by presenting only one small thing to you guys. Oh, we had somebody on the platform. Comrade is here. All right, Comrade, I want to have you tomorrow. Let's just have Comrade. Comrade, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I had network challenges connecting.
All right, that's fine. You're welcome. Anyway, this is one young man. I don't know where he's got his energy from. To be able in Delta State and be able to stand them and do what you do, sometimes I'm confused. First, welcome, Comrade. We need to talk.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we will talk about the education system in Delta State because I didn't have you. I choose to go for the economic summit today. They told us, I said, Joy, are you still there? If you are still here, you can join us. Okay, well, Joy, are you with us?
It's like she has network. Okay.
Yes, I think a lot of issues. Let's see, when we are four, we look more balanced. My people, I am talking. Delta State is about to have an economic summit. And what I'm using Delta State as a case study today so that other states will learn, so that the nation as a whole will learn, other African countries will learn. I want to make a point that we should be thinking of how the state can be the creators, not enabling the environment. Oh, don't be an enabler.
yeah.
Because the people you are enabling, they don't have the access to finance. Even if they have the interest, they don't have the money. They don't have the resources. Sometimes they don't even have the training. When you give them poor education, our university is turning out what I call half-baked graduates. And it's not their fault. And now you're telling them, you're not even giving them access to finance. You tell them, I'm creating an enabling environment for somebody that just graduated. Now, wow, you they swear for that. He go take like trek for the bridge. The governor of Delta State is of the culture of constructing bridges. Let's listen to Comrade, because Comrade is on the ground in Asaba. And I heard that, Comrade, you guys you're just having you're going to have an economy. You're not going to you're not going to have an economic summit. I don't know what you guys are going to discuss. I said I will not fight because I cannot say, what are you going to discuss? Maybe when you finish discussion, I will talk. But what is going on there? Will you tell us about this economic summit? I don't want to invite them because I will fight and I will cry. So I just decided not to invite the people organizing the summit themselves. So let's just talk about it from our side. Over to you, Comrade.
It's unfortunate that when I say Delta State is cursed with poor leadership almost from inception, because with the revenue, with the fact, with the 13% oil derivatives that Delta State has accrued since the era of James Ipori to date, Delta State should be the Dubai of Nigeria. But you'll be wondering where are all those money going to. If you take notes, in the first republic, you find out that Michael Okpara from the Eastern region, that was the administrator of the Eastern region of Nigeria.
Yes.
He was the one that set up General Cotton Mill at Anambra State, Onitsha. The precise location where Heroes Beer is today, that used to be General Cotton Mill. General Cotton Nigeria, GCN. And you know what he does? Textile. He also set up the Aba Industrial Park, that today Abia State has an industrial hub of Aba, area the main market, and Aba entirely. It's an industrial hub that to date the people are still benefiting. West Africa countries, they always come to Abia State to buy goods and services. Also, he also set up a palm kernel plantation at Imo State. And to date, Imo State government are generating revenue from exportation of those palm oil from that investment of Dr. Michael Obara. Now, when you come to Midwestern region, Chief Dennis Osadebe set up Asaba Textile Mill. He set up Bende Textile Mill. He set up Ubela Cement Industry, and the foundation of University of Benin that we have that is still existing to date, that has produced fantastic personalities globally, not just in Nigeria. When you go to the Western region, same thing occurred. When you go to the Northern region, Ahmadu Bello and others, they set up multiple textile mills in the Northern Nigeria. But today, what do we have in Delta states? We have governors that has, the youth are now driven into criminality. All sorts of crime occur in Delta states. Almost on a daily basis, shops are being robbed, gadget shop, electronic shops, any kind of thing. So long there are some goods in your shop, it will be robbed at night while you are at your home sleeping. And the government has no plans. Look, during the campaign of the 2022-2023 election, Governor Sheriff Obeyewale campaigned with the more agenda, which stands for an acronym of meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reform, and enhanced peace and security. But do you know that the governor has done little or nothing when you talk about investment in security? And any government that wants to progress, the first thing you do is to provide security, welfare, then power for your people. Delta State government has not one thing that they will point that as Delta State is the richest state currently in Nigeria, richer than even Lagos State. They can't point their fingers on anything that an average Delta benefits on a monthly basis. I'm talking about welfare. I'm talking about the social dimension of crime control. How do you control crime? It's not by architecture, security architecture of using guns, grenades, and other weapons. No. Look at Western world. Look at UK. Look at Europe. They are welfare states. And when you take care of your youth, you find out that the tendency of indulging in crime is reduced to the minimal level. But the current governor of Delta State has no plans for the youth. We have, look, the most lucrative job in Delta State is keke. At some point, if you go to Warri and you stand on the road for 10 minutes, you won't see a car. All you will see is keke, and human beings trekking. Not as if they want to trek, but because of there's no money. There's no money. And because of the high cost of transportation, you see that people have to trek. People don't even use their cars because of the high cost of petrol. Recall that when Gaddafi, the late Muammar Gaddafi of Libya was alive, fuel in Libya was free. Gasoline was free. You just drive into any police station, you collect your fuel. Health was free. And in fairness to the former governor Oduaga, I think it should be the best governor so far in Delta State, if I should compare governors from 99 to date. Because Governor Oduaga made Delta State to be a health tourism center for pregnant women. Pregnant women all over the eastern Nigeria, all over Edo State, and some parts of maybe Ondo, comes to Delta State to put to bed because it was free. Whether by surgery, any means, free. Children from 0 to 5 years, free. Transportation to any part of Delta State was 100 naira, Oduaga bus. He did a lot, at least when you want to compare. Though I will not say he did as expected, because to whom much is given, much is expected. Because Delta State was a very rich state. Today we are still very rich. But you find out that what we have on ground is not proportionate. Okay, Delta State governor, they are organizing an optical program, they call it Delta Invest, that they want to use to deceive the world. It's a deceitful program because they are now inviting Professor Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala of the World trade organization.
Yeah.
They are inviting Professor Patrick Lumumba.
Yes.
All those are for optics. They have no plans. Just for media eye service. Look, in Delta States, sir, as I speak to you, after this program, I'll send you some footages. Our industrial layout have no road access. A lot of industrialists contacted me some weeks ago that they have shut down almost all their factories because they don't have access to carry their goods or to deliver their goods to their customers. So most of them are relocating to other states because the governor of other states, he made sure that he gave them good access road and he provided security, electricity and security. But in Delta State, as I'm talking to you, if you have any issue and you call the police emergency line and the police emergency line links you to a police station closest to you, yes, they will tell, when you call them, they will tell you, sir, Oga will not get fuel, will not get motor. I mean, what's going on?
The Abraham get gone. How many they be?
Yes, sir. So to amaze you that Tropolo and other philanthropists like Jimovia, Tony Elmelu of UBA Bank, Jimovia of Zenith Bank, and others, Tropolo single-handedly donated 10 billion naira, amongst other billions, donated to Delta State Security Trust Fund. This is just a few months ago. Do you know that the governor doesn't know what to do? They have not done anything. Sir, in Lagos State, the governor has provision for welfare of the police. The governor made provision for cars. As I speak to you, Enugu State governor provided satellite vehicles that when you call these vehicles or policemen, they already know your location. You don't need to tell them where you are. Enugu, when you walk out of your house, all street lights are CCTV cameras, AI powered. Enugu State. Enugu State governor invested in Enugu Air with 3 planes. But a few months later, he bought additional 3 planes. Sir, in each community in Enugu State, the governor ensured that he constructed 2-kilometer road network just to connect the urban and the rural communities together, to network the communities. And you know the use of good roads. Look, Delta State governor, he's sleeping. And funny enough, he thinks he's doing so much. Look at all the flyovers they did at Warri, at Agbo. So you find out that, particularly that of Agbo, there was no need for that flyover, if not for embezzlement. Because that, look, sir, I graduated from Ambusali University, Eboma. So I make use of Agbo, that particular route. I mean, for 6 years going to school, university. Sir, not one day have we had any hold up. You introduce flyovers to regions where you have traffic volume, a high concentration of traffic volume. So you decongest. Their own, look, sir, that flyover costs 59.7 billion naira. Sir, do you know how many industries we can revive? Do you know that we have Asaba Textile that is moribund? We have Ugeli glass. We have the wood industry in Saple. Sir, this government have no plan for industrialization. And sir, like I said earlier, the most lucrative job in Delta State is KK, prostitution, POS machine,
yes,
Yahoo, and others. Sir, when you come to Asaba traffic lights, you see minors as young as 5 years old begging money. Their parents send them to be begging money. And you know, of course, the Boko Haram will recruit, Ambas will recruit, criminals and others, they will recruit. It's very easy to convince them to indulge in crime. We are talking about the social dimension of crime control. The government has no plans. The government has no plans. Look, it's so unfortunate that the same youth that should be speaking up, they are not speaking up. They are praising them because they gave them SSA, EA, SA. That is their dream. They are not dreaming beyond that. And that is living in bondage. That is Stockholm syndrome, when you are in love with your oppressor. But yet, these youth, they have no clue. They will see you as a hater of the government. instead of seeing you as someone that wants to hold the government accountable for
Yes.
transparency's sake.
They are in love with their oppressor. I like that. But Salma wanted to ask a question. Let me hear.
Here.
What do you want to say?
No, my question is very obvious, that Chris, at this time. I don't know. I'm hearing all this, and my heart is broken. I may not be in Delta States, but it looks like everyone has something to say that they are not satisfied with what is going on. The question is, what are the appropriate things that have been put in place? What are the youths of the Delta people? What are they doing? What are they doing
I,
to
I think
ensure that the government is responsible or accountable for his actions? What are they
you
doing?
heard
That's
what
my
this guy
question.
saying. By the time you are in love with your oppressor, when you are in love
So
with
the
your
people
oppressor,
are in
what
love
do you
with
expect?
the people are in love with him, the governor.
Oh my God, he's the most loved governor. I can tell you for free. He's the most loved governor.
Are you
He's
On a
always
sure?
good
buying
day,
awards. He's always
yes,
buying awards.
on a good day, this guy is a likable person. You see, and this is what Apostle just said. Being likable is not the same thing as being a governor.
Mm.
Sir, I may like you personally, but I'm talking about your leadership is zero. And it's my brother. He's from my part of the country. On a good day, you expect me to sing praises. Me, Daddy Chris? Think again. Because look at, let me ask one thing. When this young man was talking, when you were talking, you analyzed something that is of interest to me. Something I don't want to point out. I thought you should do it. In the past, he has outlined some of the things our state governors did in different parts of the country. Then don't forget, we had NEPA, we had the National Shipping Line, we have Nigerian Airways, all run by the state. Let me tell you one thing today. The only airline which Nigeria managed to have in the UK is Air Peace. You know where they throw Air Peace? They throw them in Gatwick. Because you are not a national airline. All other airlines, they come down in Heathrow. I live in the UK. Meaning, when it comes to the international airspace, we don't exist. The biggest black nation on earth don't exist in the airspace. It is not always so. Our forefathers did it right. They have Nigerian Airways, where you have Nigerian ladies, the airline owned by us, making money for us, and this thing. Yet it was mismanaged. Why didn't you manage it well? That is my question. No, Obasanjo was talking that Nigeria was looking for money to buy cement, that the price of cement was so bad that he had to call he was talking, he was bragging about it. He now called Dangote and tell Dangote, what do you need to set up the cement so that cement will be cheap again for Nigerians? And I said, this man is sick. You're an old man. I won't talk to you today. And he said he made sure he sent somebody to monitor Dangote to make sure the business work. And my question is, Obaba, when did you set up a state cement across the 24th state or any state, any region, and make sure you employ Nigerians so that it becomes a business of Nigeria? You hear what this young man was saying? Some of those ones done ago, the state are still benefiting from it, except Delta State, of course. Let me tell you one funny thing. Until now, when I was growing up, there's a company called AT&P in Saple. That was the best plywood in the whole world, set up by the British. Now, one of our governors don't buy the place. He don't buy him to become his own. He buy the place, turn out to hotel. Where our daughters, now they whip them. Now God will save them. So, what I'm talking about today is how did we manage to stop the state being a creator? So now, where we become an enabler to a people that are already impoverished. They can do that in the UK, where they can have access to finance. People can take on initiative and set up businesses and pay taxes, and the state and the government will be happy. People is happy. Capitalism can work in that sense. Capitalism cannot work in Africa right now because the people are too poor. I don't understand where these people are picking these stupid ideas. Who is giving them these silly ideas? How can you talk to people who have not eaten that you are going to construct bridge for them to do what? So they can look for farm with the hoe or with the cutlass and carry the goods in that bridge. The thing is, I'm happy I'm not the one that analyzed it. Comrade just told us the Asaba textile mills, the one set up. Oh my God! Every region in the country has something. When we had the Granite Pyramid, it was for a reason. It was the initiative of a governor to do that. Cocoa was doing well in the West. It was Awolowo, not Tinubu Lagos. During the time of Awolowo, the Western region were known for something. They were the producers of cocoa in the country. And now let's even think about it. Those of you from Benue, because Omar, you are from Barisa, from Benue State. I'm here. Somebody was telling me the possibility how farming can be in Benue State, even with ordinary cutlass and hoe. And I'm wondering, imagine if government injects good money into that place. We will not feed only Nigeria, we will feed the whole of Africa. Do you know what's so funny? Why is this so sad? Now listen to me carefully. I know this information is everywhere. Holland is not as big as Niger State. Holland, the Netherlands. It's not as big as Niger State. Holland is making 200 billion export in dollars from agric produce to the rest of the world yearly. That's what they make, 200 billion. From food they produce and sell. And what we are saying now is not rocket science. Do you know Ethiopia there was a time Ethiopia was famine. There was hunger in Ethiopia. The only reason they were having that problem was that there was no water. It's not as if the people were even poor. There was no water. So the government of some bank and they have planned to set up a water that is coming directly from the sea to water their plant. And today Ethiopia is making 3-4 billion from agric export. Ethiopia is in Africa. We're not talking. Well, how much is Nigeria making? We are importing rice. The government of Nigeria just opened the door so that you can bring in more food.
That decrease, we're importing toothpick. Not just rice, toothpick.
So
the toothpick
what
that
did
we
you,
use.
our government is what? They're creating an enabling environment. They could even create an enabling environment for us to produce our own toothpick. We get problem. So, in the light of the governor of Delta State, I'm talking this, it's a big message to you guys. Now that you are planning to set up or to have an economic summit where you discuss, please, not for my sake, but for the sake of future, not for our children's sake, can you people think outside the box? When I was coming to the show today, I come up with this image I want to share with Delta State and with Nigeria as a whole. And this is now what you see here is Pepsi Cigarette. It's a ceremony that takes place every year in Hungary, Budapest. And it's 7 days event. Don't go there with your wife. It's chaos. Now, why this is so sad? This event is a display of what tourism can bring in. This is where Hungary make the bulk of their money. In this 1 week, the whole world will descend into Budapest to spend money. And guess what? The event is even sponsored by Pepsi. What they do, they bring all kinds of artificial musicians to come and perform. And I'm asking myself, the home of culture is Nigeria. Nigeria is the home. Say it again. Say it after me. Nigeria is the home of culture. Not the one you see now. It's only in Nigeria you see original kingdom still existing. Original cultural dance, original folks music still exists. Imagine a display of that for a week. There's no company on earth that will not want to sponsor that. If Pepsi will sponsor this, what are you looking for? How much do we make from tourism in Nigeria? You have a Ministry of Culture and National Economy. Then they make me laugh. Delta State is a copy of Nigeria. Do you know how many kingdoms is in Delta State? Imagine a week of celebration in Delta State. Do you know how much we will make? You guys play with tourism. It's bigger than oil. why this is so sad is we have everything God has we ever wish to give to anybody, especially Delta State. We can forgive other states, and they are not even forgiven because the poorest state, as it's supposed to have been, would have been Abia. And Abia is doing better than every other state. So it's not how much you are getting, it's what you want to do. Delta State that collects 60-something billion monthly. You cannot see Delta State embarking on one single viable project, not one. No, we need to ask questions. Mona Noves. What is it? What is wrong with us? Okay, there's in Delta State alone, we have historical sites that have been forgotten that can generate income. Mongo Park were buried in Asaba. Who discovered River Niger? Mongo Park. That was the thing. You see, we get problem. How can Mongo Park discover River Niger? My people were staying there before Mongo Park. Waka come there. So now he discovered River Niger. But okay, let's take it as a historical site. He was buried there. You know, when I was in primary school, who discovered River Niger? Mongo Park. How can Mongo Park discover my father? Because we don't even have history. We don't write. We don't. Oh, hey. I say, this guy go cry, Taya. If he come Delta State, he go cry, no go stop. And we don't seem to get it. We have an economic summit coming up. The same state, tomorrow we're going to look at, we're going to do more damage on this topic tomorrow. Today we want to encourage the governor. So let's not fight them today. Because the more they fail, the more we all fail. This is the problem. That's why I choose my language today. Because the more they drown, it's drowning with us. If they drag us, they go down with them. It's not going down alone. So let us help him to get up. And let this no joke. If we like, say not concern you, concern you, because the more the man they drown, is drowning you, is going down with us, every single one of us, and this destiny of our children, most important. So today is not a day to fight to Boriwori, but a day to beg him. Sir, do you know how much we can make from only tourism? Do you know how much the state can make from agriculture? Do you know how much we can make from housing? Which house you build for Delta State when we not fit sell? How can people be unemployed? Why are we spending money bringing Julius Berger? Where is our refinery? Where is our airline? Delta State have 2 airports. And they are waiting for other people to come and patronize the airline.
No, size 3 airport. Size 3 airport, 3. Warri, Osubi, Asaba.
Okay, so 3. Well, look at one funny part of it. The last time somebody was showing us in the Osubi airport, he said that is airpiece. Airpiece, you see, airpiece come here. Can you imagine? So we could not have a single airline as rich as we are. It's unacceptable. The time of sitting down and say, today I said I won't fight. I don't know whether I'm fighting now. But can we beg the governor to please, for the sake of our children, because what the forefathers did, AT&P, they've gone, but AT&P was there until our new governors said them. Thank you. So perhaps the economic summit should not simply ask how to attract investment. It should be a more specific, a more difficult question. What kind of economy do we want Delta State to have in the next 20 years? God bless you. And she went further to say, this lady said, I said, once that vision is clear, every policy, budget, and project should now align with achieving it. That is sustainable development is built. That's how development. Oh, I can't say better.
That was why I asked what is being done. You know.
Good question. You see, my daughter, the question you asked was a very good one. You know, comrade, answer it. Right now, if you are talking, they give you SA, UBPA. This is the governor state. It was Okowa that started it. When they talk of more agenda, you know, they blame Oboriwori. Oboriwori said a more agenda, meaning a continuation of the boss. They say the only interpretation.
It's actually a next agenda. with what we have on ground now. It's not proportionate to the money, 3.15 trillion naira plus, that he has received in less than 3 years. 3.15 trillion naira plus. There's not one SSA, EA, whatever on media that is arguing this figure with me on social media. They come to comment, but they will never tell you that you lie about the volume of money that the state government, the total volume that the state government has received from IGR plus 30% derivative plus monthly pack, total it not less than 3.15 trillion plus, because it's still counting.
Hey, and you know one thing, there's somebody I want to put on I'm going to put him on the screen today. I don't like to be personal, but I have to. You know one funny thing, it's only in Delta State, no vessel. Only in Delta State that, you know, sometimes if a body would want to address Delta State, you know where he will go to? He will go to Arise. He will go to Shanes. And before I got to Delta, years back in 2016, I thought we don't have a TV station. It's only this Delta State that have two TV stations. Don't anybody even help to build AIT, help to build the NTA so that we have network of them. If you want to do anything, you go to Arise. Arise is our best friend. Shanes is our best friend in Delta State. I ask myself, where are the journalists of Delta State? Where are they? That you guys can be neglected in this form, and you still sing praises. Now they be my number one friend. Now the Delta State journalists, now they be my number one enemy. On this occasion, do you know that we cannot even boast of? I ask, are you saying that Shanes have more resources than Delta State Television? What does Shanes have? What does Arise have that Delta State as a government cannot have? Now I'm talking of Delta State. I never talk of NTA. Now there you did now, young woman. What is in this station that NTA does not have? But look at what they are doing. It's because the government is not interested. It's enabling environment. It doesn't concern. If the government of Nigeria knows that the creative economy, including television, is a source of income, you see, this is the problem. The mindset of the government thinking I'm creating an environment, or no, this is a source of income for me. It's a two different language. So why you are organizing economic summit, calling the rest of the world to come and listen to your rubbish? What is the plan? It starts with you, sir. And it's difficult to explain it. Until we have the right understanding that Delta State can make 100 billion every month from our own businesses. It is too simple. 100 billion is even an insult. How much will our refinery generate? How much will our farm be generating? How much will our housing be generating? Oh, God. Our airline. Now, in fact, only Delta State is actually behind. Akwa Ibom have airline now. Enugu yesterday, I did hear the shot, Enugu don't get. To be fair, the Eastern governors are doing better. Do you know the whole money going to the East, all those 5 Eastern states? The only money coming to Delta State is more than the one going to the whole of the 5 Eastern states. Now, do you hear me? I know you are not from my state, Barrister. The money coming to Delta State, put the money that goes to Anambra, Imo, put all of them together. Delta State receive more than them. All them put together. And you cannot see one single, comrade is here, one single project.
That's unfortunate.
Done. Now it is a time for economic summit. I'm happy. I wish I'm going to write a letter personally to the world, to Our Lady, Professor. And I'm going to write to this man. What are they going to tell us? These are people who don't even know what is going on in the state. I don't know what kind of economic summit what kind of lecture they're going to give to us. Do they know what we're going through? Do they know? It's easy to bring Angela to come and talk to us. To talk to us on what? access to finance, maybe. No, we can save the day. But I want to understand what we'll be discussing. Prof is a lawyer. He will talk to you, to your face. But it's going to be more hypothetical. We are talking of a summit. We want a change. Our problem, if we don't know what the problem is, how can you solve it?
Daddy Chris, I think this same lady is disclaiming what you said earlier, that the Deltan people like the governor. So I think this is a form of disclaiming what you said earlier. They said this is not the level of economic transformation that they had hoped for. So it is. I think it's really imperative at a time like this. This is the best time to speak up. If you're not happy, if someone stepped on your toe, or if someone make you a promise and they do not fulfill it, especially if that promise is legal and it is your right to that promise, you counter it. You challenge the person.
No, I think
the governor came during the massacre last week, when the governor came to my state. Oh my God.
Sorry. Anyway, Barrister will soon be back. She will soon be back. What we are doing here is, I think it's a very serious matter. And this lady is giving us some of the vibes here. They want to see more. They want to see industry created, jobs created, roads completed. And you see, these things we are talking about, even if they borrow
permit
money,
me to say something. Permit me to say something.
Yes.
Permit me, sir. Sir, do you know that in 2017, Kebbi State, that is in the heart of Sahara Desert in Nigeria, made 150 billion naira from the sale of rice. The name of the rice brand is called Lake Rice. They sold the entire rice to Lagos State government. Kebbi State, that depends on irrigation for them to plant their agricultural produce. They made 150 billion naira from the sale of just one produce, rice, Lake Rice.
God bless you.
Delta State, that everywhere is water. We have nothing.
No, you know what Delta State is blessed with? Delta State is fish. No, when I was growing up, there's a company in my place called Shrimp, National Shrimp. We'll be fishing shrimp today for export. Today! Oh God, something is wrong with us. Let us stop celebrating mediocrity, my people. And it is not an insult on you, Governor. But you have to change. Today is the day to change. We must not allow this to continue. Thank you. If ordinary Taraba State can make that money from rice, make we take another Robotokan, rice. Take a car, tell them, rice. Can Delta State, Isoko land can produce more rice than you can ever think of. Delta, our area, we are in the river. Not only farm, we can farm. If you go into the river Ethiop, we'll be producing more fish than the world can ever eat. Do you know what we have with our rivers? And when you go into the sea, you're not looking for fish, for God's sake. Yeah, Deltas go to bed hungry. We go to bed hungry. Now, let's deal with this. What would be the message for the governor now that we have this economic summit? Comrade, what do you have to tell the governor? Because today is not a time to fight. It's a day of reckoning. And I hope they will listen to what we say today. Because this is not an attack.
So they will not listen. They
They are forced to.
You see, one thing I notice about these our politicians in Delta State, they are mediocre. And if you look at all of them, they don't play national politics. They are into local witchcraft politics. You can't see any of them playing politics at the federal level. Look at this, is it not true? This former NPA Port Authority chairman that used to be the chief of staff to El-Rufai. This Balarabe Musa's daughter, the late Balarabe Musa's daughter, Hannah to Adiza. Adiza was she's a female. Currently, she's still in this Tinubu's administration. She's the one supervising all the ministers under Tinubu's administration. You know, look at how she's going about her social politics. A very young lady, I think she's now 50, but at 39 years old, she became chief of staff to the governor of Kaduna State. Look at Delta State. It's only EA, SSA, PA. So do you know that those politicians that have been in the game since 1999, they are still the ones controlling everything in the state.
They're the ones there now. I know that. I know that.
It's appalling that. It's appalling. It's appalling. It's appalling that the youth no longer have competitive political mindset. The youth are no longer competing in politics.
They've accepted their
if I tell look,
they've accepted. They know that it's not going to come. You see, that's the problem. When they take to couples, and when you continue to refuse your husband access, after some time, the man not go ask again. He's tired. That's why the children are. They are tired of asking. They are no more asking.
As we speak, because of I'm very confrontational, I'm very vocal. Do you know that almost all media houses, mainstream media, online blogs, particularly in Delta State, they have shadow banned me?
No, I'm one of them. Don't worry, I'm used to that.
I'm sure the government has a hand in it because they are indirectly trying to please the government that they are not giving me a voice. Exactly. Because they know we always speak the truth to power. We call it, we say it as it is.
They will soon send me out. The group they put me, one of my friends said, "Oh, Daddy Chris, you should be in this group." So I put some things there. They think my message is not the one that will please governor. I don't please. You see, and I will not lie against you, but I will not lie for you. And that's exactly, you see, the problem, comrade, don't mind, don't worry. Prosperity will judge us. Oh my God, this is temporary. What is going on now is temporary, and that time will come and go. Is it Okowa not gone? Is it Bori not gone? Is Odwa not gone? Their time will come and go, and prosperity will still be here. We'll be asking them. Maybe I tell you that time. Because, and the unfortunate thing is, as they fall down, they're falling with us. So we want to stop them from destroying our future today. And exactly, nobody can fail. If you want to fail, continue failing. So I don't mind. The reason I'm talking today is because you are carrying me and my destiny, my children with you. That's the part I don't agree. You are free to fail on your own. But because you are the governor of the state, you have all the instruments. You are not allowed to face her. And when I talk, I'm talking as a concerned Deltans, that you are not allowed to fail. It's nothing personal. And I cannot explain this better than the way I've put it today. We can meet, we can eat. Some people think, oh, that the same person, I can shake hands with him and will tell you something. But when it comes to what you do and your position, I'm talking about your position. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the governor of my state. I don't know, Boriwori. I'm talking to the governor of Delta State. I don't know. You see, it's a two different thing. I want the governor of Delta State to succeed. I want him to think in the right direction. I want him to think as a creator. As a creator, you can never be, not in this economy. We don't have what it takes to be enabling environment. Enabling, what are you enabling? Is it not when the environment is there that you enable it? Where are the people you're enabling? Children who come out of school that cannot have a job, that cannot have 1 naira to invest. Now, how good is it? I don't know whether the governor is really sleeping. Because you are not telling me you are in denial of the number of people who are now into runs. Our daughters are into runs. Yahoo is everywhere. Now you hear them kidnapping, you hear all this story. Like the young man said, how do you conquer that? You're not going to use gun. No? Gun have no place here. So I want you to finally, before comrade, because we're going to talk tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be more explosive than today. Tomorrow we'll be taking a look at the educational sector in Delta State. The report that got to us is sad. So we're going to look at that together tomorrow. But today, let's be more friendly with you, Mr. Governor. We discovered something that is not right. That's why we're sharing with you. But comrade, what do you have to say to the governor so that things will be better? Not for his sake alone, but for the sake of Delta State.
I doubt that they are going to be willing to adjust, because you cannot give what you don't have. Because looking at the way things are going in a same climb, I don't think Delta should vote for this our current governor come 2027, because of they have no plans for the youth. Even the campaign slogan, opportunity for all, the acronym letter O. Which opportunity did Governor Sharif give to any Delta? Which opportunity did he give to Deltans? Which meaningful development has he done that had direct impact on our youth? Which investment did he make into enhanced peace and security in Delta State? What has he done for security? What is his investment in security? 0/100. So as I'm talking to you, police stations in Delta State don't have logistics. They don't have cars for routine patrols. Their cars are dead. They can't even give a hot chase to criminals. Police stations now rent Sienna from human rights activists, and they pay. I mean, on a monthly basis, they pay. They gather money and pay, balance and carry. That's what the police people are trying to involve themselves in now, because the state government failed in their duty of care. Of course, we have the Nigerian Police Council that is headed by the president. The IG of police is a member. The chairman of Police Service Commission is the secretary. The 36 state governors are members of Nigerian Police Council. And as such, that gave them the capacity to be the chief security officers of each of their individual states. And as such, that gives them duty of care to support the federal government for security. It's not the bulk of the duty should not be left for the federal government or the police security funding. The state government should come in. Look at Lagos State. Lagos State has been playing their role. Policemen, officers in Lagos State, they get their federal government salary, they get their state government support. What's happening in Delta State? Where is the morale? Where is the support? Where is the housing? If you need to see barracks where police officers sleep, their barracks, it's like where animals, you train fowl. You will now wonder the kind of policing these men and women that comes out from such environment will deliver to our people. Because their mentality, they are depressed. They don't have any motivation. There is no free education for the children of security or policemen to any level they want to go. By the time you start giving free education to any level to police officers' children, and you condition them that by the time you abuse this privilege while you are on duty to our people, we are going to deprive all those benefits from you. Police officers will caution themselves. That will start behaving well, because you know that when you misbehave, that the state government will withdraw the scholarship for all your kids. So those are ways to curtail corrupt practices in police, misconduct in the police sector, to protect your people. It's not too much. That's not too much. Our people look, education is a right, not even a privilege. Delta State government should make education free to any level. The state is rich.
Tomorrow we are coming to education, because we're not going to be nice tomorrow, sir. Tomorrow we're going to focus on Delta State education. We're not going to be nice, because it's unacceptable what is going on. But today, Governor, I want to tell Barrister Omar, Barrister, what will you tell the Governor of Delta State from what you've heard today? What will you tell the Governor? Message straight to the Governor, Barrister.
Honestly, the decrease, even though I was a bit distracted with the network issues here, a lot of times, but I cannot say that this situation is not disheartening. And like I said earlier, especially for a state, an oil producing state like Delta State, we're honestly disappointed to hear this. Even I may not be from Delta State, but hearing all this, I was expecting, a lot of, to hear a lot of initiatives that have been put in place, and considering the amount of money that comes into Delta State monthly, I really, really think it is imperative at this time that they should put in place the necessary things that the people need to be happy. It is not about making promises. It's not about saying, okay, we are creating enabling environment and all that. Are you actually fulfilling these promises to the people? Your duty to the people is your main duty in the office as a governor is to the people of Delta States, not to even to Tinubu. So please, honestly, I will be happy. I will be really be happy to hear that things are beginning to take shape in Delta states from now on. Honestly, for now that decrease, I'm just speechless. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Really.
Thank you. In fact, it's frustrating. It's surprising. I don't know. Like a barrister, you're right. My former principal will use one word. In those days when we come to school, instead of being in the class, we stay in the jungle. The man will say, I reason why I cannot tell. Why a child will come to school and the next thing is in the bush. You understand? That's what we do. The man will be shouting, Chief J. Oh, no, of blessed memory. He must be late now. But that man, he groomed us. He groomed us, And today, I reason why I cannot tell my people how this blessed state, this blessed state, Delta State, is where it is right now. And the funniest thing is the people even piloting the affairs, they are not as rich as it's supposed to be. And this is my concern, and I'm going to say it in one simple word. Governor, even if you want to make money, if you want to even steal, that's why I said the problem is not corruption. It's vision, it's understanding your state. It's knowing your duty as a governor. By the time, I have a similar challenge. There's this group that we have in Urugualand. We call them UPU. They call them socio-cultural group. So anytime say we are socio-cultural group, meaning they are not concerned about the welfare of the people. And I said, close it. We need a group that can work for the people. If you are socio-cultural, then we are not what we are looking for. Like what Jesus Christ. You are not the Jesus Christ. We need another one. So, governor, it's not too late to fix what Delta State wants right now. I think it's feasible. And you can help us. Help us by now starting to think well. As the governor of Delta State, you should own the farm. Don't create farm for people. Let Delta State have a farm that will serve even when you're gone. Oh, people will remember you, sir. Let us have an airline making money for the state. And I can say this, if these bodies you're going to create, if they don't start making money, it will soon crumble. It's only when it can make money. So be firm. Don't be a toffee ideologist. There's something, when we're growing up, comrade, you guys were most of them will be kid toddlers. We have something called goody goody. You understand? We call it toffee. Toffee is sweet, but it will kill your health. You need to eat bitter leaf. Now we want the governor who will not give us toffee, the one that will not give us goody goody, but the one that will give us correct better soup with bitter leaf, so we can live long. That is what Delta State need. And I pray we have the wisdom and the understanding to accept that kind of a governor. And should Oborigori decide to go along that track, may we Delta State also agree, because I think the followers are also guilty. By the time you clap for a governor for failing, he will continue to fail. By the time, how did Comrade put it? By the time you are now celebrating your oppressor, what will happen? He will continue to oppress.
Yes.
It is time for us to now say, let us demand what is right. Not because it is the most convenient thing to do, because it's the right thing to do. Let me use the word again. It's not the most convenient things to do. I attack this governor of Delta State. I have a TV station in Asaba. They don't want to see me survive. They will do everything to quench my station, which I don't exist, but I don't mind. I didn't create a TV station to please you. I did it so that we can talk to each other about ourselves and grow an economy. The reason I created this is what I'm doing now. So now the governor want to do something. We now tell you, sir, look at this young man gave us history. How the former governors, they did it. From our side, I can tell you that the Nigerian government was doing so many things. We have the national shipping line. You know what the national shipping line? Even one of our ship is written River Niger. That only sell your nation. Nigeria, if you go to we have a seaport in London here, very close to me, Tilburg. If you go there and you see River Niger, you know your people are around. We don't exist. We no more exist on the international stage. It's only Air Peace that is not representing that brand, Nigeria. Air Peace is not Nigeria, sorry. Air Peace, you are not our national carrier. No verse. We need Nigerian Airways. We need, and because these days now that the country has moved to this level, every state you have an airline. It doesn't stop the private people from doing their business. Because when you do it, your state will make more money, the price will become more affordable. We are here to talk about the people. Never again will a whole state be reduced to being an enabler. You should be a creator. That is the topic of today. I hope that in this economic summit, you will be able to position Delta State, not as a state that, not as a Delta State government, as not as someone with vision to construct roads for people to start creating. Be a creator. That will be my message to the government of Delta State. If we can come to that understanding, then having a refinery becomes easy. Mr. Governor, Okowa borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. We wish he used that money to set up a refinery. I have no problem if the governor of Delta State want to borrow money to open a refinery. In fact, we will all invest. But do you even have the vision? The last time you came out, listen at what happened a few days ago, which I come and mention here. You said you want to set up an economic, a security summit, because I know how to do summit well for that Delta State too. Security summit. Tom Polo alone donated. He donated though. So supposing now Delta State I want to open a refinery, maybe Tom Polo will invest 50 billion. If he could dash you 10 billion, he might invest 50. Other people, when they share the money since they know who I'm talking about. You say, you know yourself. Invest in our refinery so that we can have a refinery that will be making money for the state and for you, and our young people will be employed. How about that? May that be the theme of the summit? Or is it the same summit where you're going to create an enabling environment? Let's stick to the topic so that we make sense. May God help Delta State, and may God help the leaders to think right. Because anytime you fail, you know what I say to my kids? They were talking, I said, no, you are not allowed to fail. They say, it's my life. I said, no, it's not your life. If you fail, I fail. So if the governor fail, we fail. He's not allowed to fail. It's personal. Tell the governor, this is personal. It's not about you, sir. Because your failure affects me. Do you get that, sir? I'm not fighting you because I want to fight you. Because whatever you're doing is you're dragging me down. So it's a thing of personal concern. No, I'm not here. I'm not interested in coming here to talk about you. But your activities, if it's doing me, it's going to make my life better. Because if you are making the right decision, sir, it's going to affect me positively. By the time you make the stupid ones, it brings me down. And I refuse to go down with you today. May this economic summit be a new agenda to remember there was textiles, that there were states were creating ventures. In those days, we have Bendel Insurance. Where is Delta Insurance? And then, in fact, we have the new Nigerian bank owned by Bendel State. Where is our bank? Instead, it's so you stupid governors that are now owning your own bank. God will punish you now. Is the governor now owning banks? Let's stop here. Comrade, we're going to do this.
Thank tomorrow. You, sir.
I cannot thank you enough.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow, we look at the state of education in Delta State. That is more than personal. Tomorrow we'll be fighting. Today we are begging you, governor, not to fail. Today, use this position to reposition your government so that you can become a creator. Please own a farm. That's what they're saying. Own a construction company. Own a refinery, sir. Own a tourism sector. Run it, sir. Don't wait for me. I cannot do a viable... Now, I'm trying to do an event in Delta State. What kind of event can I do better than the one you can do? You see the difference? I want to do an event. Even if I do events, is it not to make money for myself? But your event will be to grow the state. You know there's going to be tomorrow. My own is to make money and go. Let's stop now. What can SRTV do for Delta State that Delta State Television cannot do better? What can AIT do for Delta State that Delta State Television cannot do better? Let's talk, sir. And I pray that this is an opportunity to reposition our state. God bless you, comrade. We'll do this again tomorrow. Barrister, thank you very much for joining me. We'll do this tomorrow. And don't forget, my people, that for evil to exist, righteous men are busy doing nothing. The only reason we are going through this is because you and I kept quiet. Let's help the government now. Today is a day to help the government. Or if they refuse to accept help, then we're going to exchange blow. I always say to people, now I am talking in the media. I am coming back with the instrument of the law to fight you. Those are the two things I'm equipped with. I talk to you in the media, but when you don't listen, I'll come back and I'll fight you with the law. And when that time comes, do not say I didn't tell you. Thank you very much for joining me today. God bless you. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected.